Well, good morning. Me message the Modriarchy. Let them know we're live. Jesse, Ellen, Dwayne. Say hi if you're in here. Hear your name. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you can hear me. And we're live. Good morning. My name is Jared. So this is Justice's Waiting Room, a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And I'm a socialist. And hey, that means I want everyone to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. And oh, by the way, I've been doing further research, so I have to develop my political party as we establish that. Um, the base premise of socialism is in the social ownership of business. And so what that means in modern terms that are digestible by you and I is that socialists at their core want people to own their own businesses. Strike out for yourself, as opposed to corporate control, fascist, authoritarian bullshit. How about we take care of each other as a premise? Anyway, let's start our show. How about that? Let's listen to Edwin Starr. Morning, everybody. Trying to figure out what bank to use. You can't have a political party in the United States registered with the Federal Election FEC unless it's a national bank, state bank, or FDIC or NCUA insured institution. So I think credit unions are FDIC insured, right? So that's like who is the socialists' bank? I'm also thinking about starting a bank, just having like way better rates, like half of what I see other people. Because remember, I don't give a fuck about the money. I just want to fuck shit up. But anyway, you should listen to the song by Edwin Starr called War. In case you wondered where we're headed if we don't. Yeah, NCUA is assured. Okay. So then I think a credit union is probably the best place to make our home. One of the things that we do here on the Justice's Waiting Room is we don't force you to listen to the opening song every show. I'm just gonna play it in my ears. I'm gonna post it in the comments, and like if you wanna like go listen to that, like play it. You wanna sit here and chill while I vibe in, as it were. Yo, you know what? I'm coming in hot today. I'm pissed. I'm not wearing a hoodie today. That's how you know. I came in hot today. Where's the commercial about these special elections in Florida in the next 60 days that could flip the House? I know the candidates' names. Do you? What are their names? Exactly. Gabe Vallimont and Joshua Wheel. You're welcome. Both Democrats running in the first and sixth congressional districts in Florida. If you're able and you live in those districts, you need to get out there and vote. Could very well flip the House. These are the seats vacated by Matt Gaetz and Joshua Waltz. Waltz is the national security advisor for Donald Trump. Matt Gaetz is a pedophile. So, so yeah, thinking about like an Indiana bank. Wow. Ooh. Anyway, I'm forming a political party. I need people to handle some paperwork kind of stuff for me. Isn't one of those districts quite red. Kind of a crazy way to look at it. Dead ass. Every fight is winnable. I'm like 100% or zero. You know what I mean? We're either going to the mat or I'm not even stepping in the ring. Is it because they're scared? That's, by the way, second song, fucking Crazy Train. Okay. As we talk about why aren't the Democrats supporting their candidates? Hey Dustin, boiler up, baby. But deadass, like why aren't the why aren't gay Valamont? Why isn't there just like commercials everywhere and you can't watch anything without do you realize like theoretically how important it would be to because of special elections, because Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. I have to think something I can't even say it with a straight face anymore. Shit has to come down that fixes elections in the United States or we're fucked forever. For those that are really feeling some type of way, though, I would encourage you, read read the Wikipedia article about the Great Reset. So I'll link that for you. So I want to share this with you. Uh, yeah, that's stupid. If your elected officials are thinking seats are unwinnable, they should get out of politics because they're stupid. Every race is winnable. Every candidate is valuable. Every person matters. And if the Democrats are going to start treating elections like the Republicans do, and have just been like, ah, fuck it. Oh, we're fucked. We're more than fucked. Fuck the American Socialist Party. It's every man for himself. I don't believe that. Nope, don't believe that. Nope, don't believe that. Are you ready for why violence will not work in this instance? Are you ready for why violence won't work in this instance? Because the controlling party is a bunch of actual pussies. Throwing that out there. The people in power are weak. People keep asking me, why are all these airplanes flying all over? Who wants to take the first shot? Like, who wants to start World War III? I mean, if I'm any good government in the United States, I'm trying to get BB Putin and Musk in the same room in a on a golf course or something. I'm thinking A10 Warthog. I don't know. You're giving me the person who should not have power in this instance. Probably not me. That's why I said like I'll start the American Socialist Party. Democrats for Trump. What? Why is that sarcasm? Anyway, ooh, and then war pigs? Oh, we're good. So yeah, I've kind of realized the the Democrats in this prior administration that last year they basically failed. They failed to protect democracy. At this juncture, they failed to prevent Donald Trump from getting into power here. He even said boiler up first. That's what's weird about that. Um, it's a good song to talk. Good. Very topical playlist here today. Little Black Sabbath for you on a Friday. If you don't know what fucking cool is. And remember, there's only like 535 people that are elected to office in the United States. And so if you wonder, can an upstart political party shake politics? Yes. All it takes is 535 qualified individuals to run for public office and a whole bunch of people behind them that everyone has the messaging correct. Nobody is fucking our messaging up. It's really easy, right? Universal healthcare, education, income, and housing. Those are the pillars. The foundation is social ownership of business. Instead of proto-capitalism, which is where we are now, where like the rich get richer and the corporate control of America, like instead it's like equipping people and funding them so they can run their own business. You be your own butcher, as it were. Um, so that as the foundation, those as the pillars, right? Okay. And then ultimately the roof that covers your head, what ultimately will protect us all is things like codifying Roe v. Wade, protecting our LGBTQIA plus members, being very pro union, being um again very pro government and democracy and like elections and shit and election integrity and shit and like fixing our elections and not and it making gerrymandering illegal and like making the law matter. If laws don't matter, then it's over. But if laws matter and they apply, let's have a party that's like apply the law evenly. And when you're not, we're going to call you out for it and you're going to get taken out of your job or your seat or whatever, right? And this isn't me giving up on anything. I've been talking about forming the American Socialist Party the whole time. I'm just painting the picture for you to be able to tell it to other people because everybody's like, how how do you actually start a party? Well, you have to have a bank account and you have to draw up articles of establishment of a political party, and that's just so you can take donations. Talking about it is starting it. That's this conversation. That that's what starting a political party sounds like. Is somebody saying like, instead of voting against our best interests, what if you asked your potential elected officials to consult with their party before making decisions and votes? And that way, the party has ideals. You don't get someone in a position to make a vote that fucks us all. Amy Klobuchar, the Democrats that are voting to confirm members of Donald Trump's cabinet, just for fucking example, right? I don't believe in pushing the rock down the hill. Am I responding to TikTokers? What? Did they say something funny? There's 92 of them. Yeah, Becca. But see what it is that the Democrats don't have is a platform, and neither do the Republicans. They don't have a platform. Everybody wants to talk about hate, right? Hate being the Republican platform. That's the roof that covers their head. That shit is made of straw. Okay? The Democrats, though, they just get to say we're not the Republicans. We'll hold you accountable when you're hateful. Dead ass. Um, I think it should be against party rules to get elected to public office and switch parties. I think that the idea of a two-party system leads me to believe more of the same more often. Without an upstart blue and white collar grassroots, no corporations. The only corporations you even want money from are the ones that have DEI programs that are standing up to fucking fascism and aren't bending the knee, kissing the ring, and fucking licking boots, right? Never mind. No, just wonder what you're answering. Right. So one of the things that I woke up on one today that I was reading about was two white cis males that are elected Democrats in the last week. I believe it's Murphy and Schumer have spoke on the Democrats' silence. The Democrats' silence has been in fear. Oh, hell no. If you're scared, go to church. What are you talking about? If you're putting yourself out there and you're getting into political office, hey, anything that happens, it is what it is, boo boo. If you're gonna insider trade, if you're gonna insider trade and stock trade, upgrade your security. Who's the leader that we need? I don't know. I like to think I'm stepping up every single day and talking about it. Dems have no good leader right now. Yeah, the problem I have is that words aren't shit. Action is something. Oh, I do want to point this out. I do want to point this out. Since he was elected, or since he was inaugurated, Donald Trump has been in court every day since he's been elected, and he hasn't won anything. He hasn't won one court case. Not one court case yet. I just want to point that out. Hell, here, anything that isn't MAGA is putting yourself out there. Right. Pretty much like me not being a bigot fucking trumpeter is like good leadership. You know what I mean? Like AOC and Jasmine Crockett, sure. Or they're just good at their jobs, and we should stop trying to make people heads of the party. You know what I mean? Left wing lunatic. Well, we're not gonna be friends. Johnny boy, you're probably too young, too immature. United we stand. 133 people in here today. Hayes, not Murphy. Murphy's the guy that works for the media. So they were afraid or some shit. Media council not present. Well, that's what I posted in my video this morning. If you listen to my video, Lindsay, I said one of the things that I want in addition to term limits for Supreme Court justices is I don't want my president to have broad sweeping powers. I don't want one. I don't want a king. I want if the president wants to do something, a small group of people decide, is this what the president should be doing? Is this like a good idea, dude? Should we be running this up the flagpole, bro? And then Donald Trump sits down and writes the executive order out, talks about it publicly. You know what I mean? Like actually have a fucking plan here. Because here's the thing: all he's doing is hurting people. He's not he's not causing war or famine or he's just hurting people, man. Who's Johnny Boy anyway? He has a dog butt profile picture. Goddamn right, Deborah. Things are un-American. Like Parliament and Democratic. Yeah. Exactly. 45 should have the power to create a church. Hurting them how? Ask anyone you know that doesn't look like me if Donald Trump's actions as president, his first 18 days of office, have made them feel some type of way. Like, what do you mean? It's almost like you're being unempathetic here on purpose. It's just another way to round people up. Remember what I foresee if good does not prevail here is billionaires turning people that they don't like into criminals so they can enslave them. So as we head to the gallows, I'm just pointing out like we could establish the American Socialist Party. We could flip this fucking script in the next fucking 4 years. We could turn fucking American politics on its head. None of them are doing a damn thing but giving us lip service. Stealing everybody's money? Yeah. And I remember I told you you want to live in a socialist country? That's too bad. You have no clue what you're talking about. Here, Molly, let me help you with your 7 chins. Let me help you out the door. People don't even know. Like, I am a socialist. I have hundreds of people watching me every day. Every single day, hundreds of people watch me live talk. I'm a socialist. What is so wrong with my company? Right? I care about people that don't look like me. I don't want a centrist party. No, that mama jama, that's the ignorant shit. Pandering to the fucking middle, pandering to the wishy-washy, I'm not about that life. I don't give a fuck about that. Oh, I don't care about what your thoughts are and what you're like. You, it's people in my comments being like, I'm not anti-capitalist, and it's like, really? Who were you before all of that debt? That's what you. Ooh, and the music stopped just as I finished that sentence. Who were you before all of that debt? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever? Do you even know who that person is before you accumulated all of that debt? That $500,000 that hangs over your head that keeps you up at night. Have you ever fucking thought about who you were before that debt? Before your family and your kids and your house? Have you even thought about them? Have you even thought about who that person was? How free that person was? What if you didn't have to die with all that debt? What if you didn't have to pay rent? What if you didn't have to worry about the cost of your education? What if when you got sick, you didn't go bankrupt? And what if the government gave you a couple $1,000s a month to keep the lights on in case something bad happened? I don't know what you're saying, Barbara, but close enough. Yeah, I mean, holy shit, y'all. But hey, I just want a lot of you to not read the comments on TikTok ever and go up into my profile and go to YouTube and go to the YouTube comment section, which is full of sane people, and and you can click on the links and YouTube. See, I'm not religious. I'm cognizant though that there are thousands of gods that people worship, and I'm a narcissist at my core. So hey, if you want, I'll talk to any of the gods you choose. But to pretend like there's just one God is the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. Do you know how arrogant you have to be to believe that the God that you believe in is the one out of the thousands? Out of the thousands of gods that dot the skies, the one you picked is correct. The one your parents picked is correct. Have you even had a conversation with your parents about where they got their faith? Oh, they got it from their parents? Did you have a conversation with them and ask them where they got their faith? Where'd they get that shit at? Exactly. We've been doing what we've always been doing. Well, I personally do not have faith in a God. No. Science, evolution. That's how we got here. What the fuck are we talking about? Good song right now. Not gonna lie. Seven Nation Army, White Stripes. Pretty slick video, by the way. Yeah, but I think it's are you atheist or agnostic? Well, I have the ability to distinguish between the two, right? So like agnostic is like I don't know and you don't know either, right? And atheist is mean like I don't believe in God. And I firmly do not believe in the existence of a God. No. No. I acknowledge that they exist. Oh, Oh, you're Hindu, you're Muslim, you're Islam, you know, you're one of the Abrahamic religions. Oh, cool. You're Wiccan, you're whatever. Cool. I'm Terran. StarCraft reference? Did anybody catch the Space Marine reference from StarCraft? So I just want to point out, like, I can acknowledge that all of these faiths exist and say, like, all these people's faith is valid to them. And I think that it's ignorant to purport that the one you chose is the correct one. I just think that's crazy. I think that a much more rational thing to do would be to be spiritual. I'm spiritual, right? I'm spiritual, and I think that all your gods have interesting things to say. But the problem is when you're an atheist and you're like fuck you because you're religious, that's being arrogant, and that's not helpful. You could be atheist. I mean, people are trying to put me in a box, but it's not that I don't know. I know. I know there is no God, and that all the people's faith are valid to them. Hmm. Does that make sense? Like, I acknowledge whatever faith you have is valid. No, I don't believe that shit. Not a bit of it. And it's okay. We can have a whole relationship. I have entire relationships with people and we don't go to church together. We don't pray together. My closest friends, the people I'm closest to and we are not talking about religion. What if we couldn't perceive it with our limited mind? You know what's crazy is that apparently nobody ever told you that you could do whatever you want. And that instead you were told not to. You were told that, oh, don't do that. Somebody said like we couldn't, you're more capable than you could have ever imagined. Yeah. So then you're saying that we are aliens and we believe in aliens. And because those are aliens, we can't perceive that. We can't perceive it because our brain is too limited. What if we are the aliens? What if you and I sitting here talking into, I'm talking into a fucking cell phone right now to 150 people. See, it, there's a less than one, there's only about a 1% chance that aliens exist. Funny story about aliens, since it keeps getting brought up in my comments. So I don't, aliens aren't real. The closest evidence we have for aliens, you could talk about the octopus, but here's the thing about the octopus. All of the cool things that octopi have as like skills and abilities, other species of animals on Earth have. They just don't have all of them. Cool. Oh, I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you, Becca. I'm not self-absorbed and I don't think our minds are limited. So I'm being open-minded, right? And I'm saying like all of your faiths are valid. There's only about a 1% chance that aliens exist, and it's actually less than that. Do you want to know how I know? So in 1970, the US launched the satellite into space and we ran it out to the edge of the galaxy and it landed on an asteroid from another galaxy and it took a sample and it came back to us. And what did they find in the sample they took off an asteroid from another galaxy? What did you think they found? Do you think they found a bunch of new elements? I'm asking, dead ass. Do you think they identified like a whole bunch of new elements? No. As far as the building blocks for life, of the top 20 elements that you would need to sustain life, the sample had half of them. And as far as DNA and the components of DNA, It had all 5 markers for DNA on it. And you know what that means? You know what that means? If there were aliens, they're just like us. Yeah, that's right. They would think about how evolution works, and on the off chance that there's like a Earth-like planet in another fucking galaxy that is able to maintain a specific temperature range, has gravity, has an oxygenated atmosphere, and it actually can sustain life. We are the aliens. I've been saying. I'm not. I'm not. We're talking about aliens. That's a completely productive conversation. You know, it's funny, even Lindsay, do you understand what is playing right now in my ear? Lindsay, Lindsay, that's playing right now in my ear hole. I'm gonna listen to that again. We just talked about that. I I I do not believe in God, but everyone else's thoughts on religion are valid. Hmm. Yeah, what? I was playing Zombie by the Cranberries when someone in my chat was like, they're zombies. Anyway, 60 billion saved so far. 60 billion what? Goodbye? What? I don't understand. I didn't do anything. Is there any news? I hid under a rock. Tested. Probably. It's kind of a I felt like anyway, it was a slow news night. Usually I'm getting pumped full of information. And of course there's going to be people that are going to say why would the Democrats spend money to pump up a candidate when they know that Elon Musk is just going to cheat to fix an election? Oh, remember how yesterday's show? No, they're not. Like I said, if there are aliens, they're just like us. They have the same markers for DNA, the same elements required to sustain life. And if you think about how we got here, this means if you're persistent in your belief in aliens, if you're persistent in your belief of aliens, then you have to understand that they have the same sorts of limitations that we do, and that includes flight. What about the public lands? But anyway, remember how yesterday we were talking about how Donald Trump said Kamala Harris had a doctored interview where there was election fraud? The FCC released the 60-minute transcript and the full video. So I just wanted to point that out. Did I just get banned? What is going on? What is this silence? Why would I read my comments? And how much of that money went in your pocket? Who's this turd? It's crazy. No, man, I'm good. Why the fuck would I? It's like, yo, put up a profile picture at the very least. If you're gonna get in my comments and say weird shit, hey Jack. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. The FCC released that whole interview. Oh, we were also talking about the Great Reset, the fourth industrial revolution. So people needed some light reading to get themselves through it. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Brasher. You know how I know we're doing good? I can't even I can't even use TikTok's website to post links fast enough. But there's some information on the fourth industrial revolution. I also posted the link about the Great Reset. I'm going to post that again. Okay. So they're next to each other. So yeah, there's the Great Reset. Here's also the National Resilience Strategy. So if you need a copy of the National Resilience Strategy, let me drop the link to our Discord. If you want, I'm sure it's like tagged in our Discord because everybody knows Joe Biden's National Resilience Strategy got taken off the internet first. It was the first thing Donald Trump did when he got in office was took this down, January 20th. Okay. So I think you got to think whatever he attacks first is what he and last. First and last. So I think for the record I've maintained this thought process. That's actually not what happened. Plenty of you are living in an alternate reality, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. So I would encourage you all. I don't have to close. Do the trolls know about the party that's in their honor? It's at Block Island. I don't have to close Rhode Island, sir. Yeah. So I make sure we talk about the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and if you need a copy of the National Resilience Strategy that Joe Biden put in place before he left office, you should just have all of that in your lexicon. You should just know what all of those things are. And if you were who? Is it crypto? No. Oh my God, Lissay, you have me read completely wrong. If you think no, 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 no. Jesus, that stung. I was like, oh, she thinks I'm crypto? Oh no, honey. Nope. Not even for a second. I'm anti-AI. I actually am a senior at Purdue University studying data analytics, which includes a study of artificial intelligence, and things like decentralized currencies are meant to destabilize the American economy. And as you can see, it's basically just been a rug pull from the start. Donald Trump's no exception. Mhm. But artificial intelligence, a lot of people are like, wait, what? Artificial intelligence isn't real because there's no consciousness. So it's just machine learning or deep machine learning. It's just not, yeah, it just needs to be renamed, is my argument. You should just stop calling it that. It's not. Hopefully. It is the only way. Only if it has to develop on its own. Sorry. I cast a wide net. Not me. And kids is playing. All I'm saying is this. And I'm gonna stop the music. Okay, so we're going to talk at length about this, about establishing consciousness, um, and making AI real. Um, I'm joking when I say like Skynet. Um, all we know is all we know is violence, and when you give a computer a functioning conscience, and all we know is violence, and all we're going to teach is violence, what do you think's going to happen when artificial intelligence is inserted into a robot? What do you think happens? I'll tell you. Actually, they have attempted to put uh, just a small fraction of a conscience in an AI. And do you know what the prevailing action out of the AI was? You're not gonna like it. One of two outcomes. And you can look me up. I'm well researched and read. I'm in school studying the shit. One of two outcomes. And I think you know what it is. One is it ends itself, and the other it ends its creator. So, like I said, we could keep going down this path where you say, no, Jared, AI is good. AI is going to be great. It's going to help us so much. It's going to replace us. And when they finally harness artificial intelligence and give it a conscience, it will end itself or its creator. It will get to a point where it'll end itself or its creator. AI and Neuralink are two different things. That's also correct. Artificial intelligence as a concept is pretty dead to me because we can't do this. You have to suspend your disbelief in order to be like, yeah, AI is real. It's not real. It's just deep machine learning, and it has a shitty name. And I'd much rather talk about things like the combinations problem. Yeah, also true. The movie Prometheus, David. Mhm. But if you think about consciousness and like developing consciousness and giving it to a computer, right? So developing a consciousness, you have to develop the consciousness, then you have to plug it into a computer. And if the computer does not have free will, if it doesn't have some like decision tree that it can make, right? To make It can never do anything that isn't encoded. Exactly. It can never do what it wasn't taught to do. It can learn, but it's not developing complex thoughts based on what it has learned. I always think it's funny. It's like people think, yes, like Rosie from the fucking Jetsons. Yes. Like, if you think about what are we here for? And then you try to like yeah, I was thinking about the Matrix, but I actually like the Matrix, so I try not to reference it too often because I don't want people to think I'm shitting on it if I'm constantly bringing up the Matrix. But yeah, what corporations want from you is to use you for your energy. So like when the babies are in the tubs and they're basically like little batteries, that's where they want you. Undeveloped. It has to learn from us, yeah. And what are we? That's the one thing I've always tried to say. If human beings are developing artificial intelligence, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to learn all the martial arts, right? It's going to learn how to build aircraft. And then what's going to happen? And then what's going to happen when it achieves flight? What do you think comes next when it achieves flight? I'm asking a legitimate question. That artificial intelligence you constructed in your mind, violence. Exactly. If you know what it's going to do when you teach it how to fly, it's going to learn about the kamikaze. You're going to teach it how to fight and it's going to learn about Bruce Lee and MMA. You show it that it is in danger at all, and it will learn how to eradicate it. I thought of a great fucking movie. I just thought of a great movie. So the opening scene is a robot war ending. All the human beings are like wiped out. And then as the last human dies, they hit the blue button, the EMP button. Almost all the robots die in July. Okay? So the that's what Teal's immediate goal is. Yeah. Turn human beings into slaves. Turn your robot army onto your slaves. Yeah. So the robot army kills all the people, and then as the last guy goes to like bite it, he hits the blue button. The EMP wipes out almost all the robots, and almost all the people are gone. And obviously, what would the movie be if there weren't survivors of each, right? And again, the robots have this AI now, and except the robot is like sad. All his robot friends are gone. All of the opposition's like gone, gone. They're scorched earth. And it's just this sad robot. What? It's just this sad robot going around rescuing people because it's like powerful and like it can do stuff. It can like jump dumb high and it can run forever. It uses itself as a mule. It starts running medical supplies. It's like being a functional member of a community. And they break into the facility he came from and they're like going back to find where this consciousness came from. You could throw some like spooky vibes in there if you want, but like ultimately it's about shutting the AI off and just letting the robot be a robot. That's like he decides he doesn't want to I don't want to do this anymore. Now that I know who created me, I just want to be a robot. And so he still does the same stuff. He's still like a mule and he's running medical supplies. He's helping reestablish society, but there's nothing there because there wasn't anything there. The that wasn't a person. It's just an AI. It was just a programmed personality. And of course, like everyone in watching the movies gutted because they like fell in love with this fucking robot that was like sad and fucking empathetic to the fucking world it destroyed and like was going around and trying to like pick up the pieces and like help rebuild society with humans, not with the robots. Because the robots are all gone because of the EMP and he's like one of the only survivors. I hope everybody's following along there. I know fucking Brasher's fucking laughing at me. I thought that was a great. uh, Anyway, squirrel. No, I told my story. People making fun of my movie idea. And yes, it's absolutely stealing shit from like Wally. What's the other one? What's the Japanese story with the big fluffy nurse? Is that what Wild Robot's about? I have no fucking clue. I have no clue. Big Hero 6, yeah. Wally, Big Hero 6 type shit. But real. You want it to be real. You almost think like Star Wars. Except obviously if you were going to really be a robot, you would have as little frame as possible. That's kind of the whole point why like a robot army would be badass cuz like their arms would be skinnier, their legs would be skinnier, they'd be a harder target, especially if they move fast. Holy. I love Almost so fucking sweet in navigating grief. Yeah, Big Hero 6. But I talk about stuff like that. Man. Johnny 5. Yep. Love that shit. Like Terminator. Yeah. So imagine it's like the Terminator, right? But instead, like one of the scenes is like he comes across a woman and a small child, and he first thing he notices is that she doesn't have any shoes on, and it's scorching hot out. How are you moving around? You don't have any shoes on. And she says like, I was more focused on keeping my child alive than myself. And he just picks her up, and he picks the boy up, and they just go. And he's like, I can run forever. And he just runs and takes them like where they need to go. And he like washes their feet and shit. Because I was raised in the church, so like you always want to throw this little. Remember what Jesus did? Yeah, none of you motherfuckers. Wild Robot's supposed to be really good. Mm. Ooh, sort of. It'd be like an offshoot of a Wild Robot. It's like, yeah, but not robot. And parental is weird. Obviously, it come from me. I don't have kids. It just becomes useful. Like this. I like this. See, this is the kind of resistance I'm talking about. Yes, I did. Elon Musk got into the Department of Energy IT system, which includes nuclear launch codes. Yes, I did. And then also the little groomed IT crowd uh happened to have a Nazi shit on his profile. But I wouldn't want m- the robot AI that is like the Terminator to be sweet and helpful, right? I want him to be like me personally, like gruff and mission oriented, and like, what is wrong? What do you need? Oh, okay. I'm a fucking robot. Like, go do that, right? But I would want him to develop multiple bonds and then build a community and like go to find his, just like you would want anyone to find my parents, find where did I come from, and then they go and it's like Elon Musk's fucking ranch in Texas or something, and this is long after he's gone, and he's just farting around in his office, you know, and it's like, oh, there's Mark 1 and Mark 2, that's mom and dad, like anyway, thinking out loud here. People don't like when you're talking about fun stuff. City of Montreal has dropped Amazon from its list of suppliers, so I'm giving you ideas for your resistance. And I want to say this because a lot of people, I know a lot of people, but remember how I told I care about percentages and I choose to serve the bottom up and like the alien talk for a while was at like 4.7%, but what's a little above that now, a little more common is I get people squirrel. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, talking about you didn't go to the protest on the 5th and you haven't gone to a protest. And I fully intend to do so. So let's say that. Fully intend to protest. And that if you think that any of the protests that have happened so far matter more than continuing to protest, we are in a disagreement. If you think that like I had to show up on the 5th or that was it, baby, that's not how this works. In the real world, South Korea just had to protest for months twice to oust their shitty president. So other countries that are our allies have come out and done the work and showed you what exactly it looks like. And I want to say not only a healthy fuck you, okay, to anyone saying if you weren't there on the 5th, you're not on our team, okay? No, not how that works. I should see people saying, I'm going protesting again today. I'm going to go protest again today. I'm going to protest again today, okay? If you're not doing that shit, if you're not doing that shit, you're not doing shit. You're just trying to drive you're trying to drive a wedge. It's one of the things I've noticed. When people can't get the attention that they want, they would rather drive a wedge and say I'd rather just be enemies with them. Um, yeah, and Alasia, not everyone has clear and distinct capability to get out and protest, and that I empathize with greatly. I would have been out there protesting too, but I just started a new job. I'm still in training probation, and this is the potentially the highest paying job I've ever had in my entire life. And it gives me an opportunity, first of all, to be to completely self-fund the founding of a political party. This is in addition to potentially helping me pay my mortgage, you know what I mean? Like addition to help me pay my mortgage off, right? And live debt free, so that I can use what money I make to 41. What about withholding our federal taxes? Great idea. Anyway, yeah, what I was going to say was there's a lot of people that when I talk about protesting, they want to say, I can't go because, right? And I want to say, I empathize with you. But listen, there are just as many things you can do from home that are just as effective that are actually going to impact the people wishing to do you harm. Okay? And so what I recommend first, I do bring my politics to work. I'm literally been a leader at every job I've ever worked, and I started at an entry level position everywhere I've ever worked. And always got promoted and was best in my class and made the company better. What are you talking about? You ask your accountant. You can call your employer and ask them to withhold your federal taxes, but you can also delete Facebook, Instagram, IG, Messenger, WhatsApp, Twitter, Amazon, all from your phone. Stop using those services. Stop using Meta tools. I don't even post original content on Twitter anymore or on TikTok anymore. I don't post anything on Twitter. But stop using Meta tools. Stop using Twitter. Stop using Amazon. Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, right there. A lot of people are starting to ask me about their taxes. Hey, Brasher became ordained last night. One of my homies told me I should do that. He's like, you should get ordained. You can make a buttload of money on the side. Okay? Yeah. But people have asked me, how can I participate in the rebellion? Okay? How can I participate in the rebellion? You can participate in the rebellion by stop using these applications. I would recommend you download the Goods Unite Us GUU application and start aiming your money and your money power and your spending power. Start aiming it at organizations that care about people and are actually have initiatives that care about people. Exactly, Alasia. If you're doing anything, you're doing something, and it's better than nothing. Okay? Goods Unite Us. Uh-huh. Okay. And then, like I said, you can see how other entities are participating in the rebellion. For example, the city of Montreal has dropped Amazon from its lists of suppliers and pledges to buy local. Okay? No, it would not be a lawful order. We don't have a reason to go there. Our ally, good luck with that. What do you mean? It's a choice. Like you could choose to. What do you mean? It's a choice. But here's. Did I already post that? Trump tried to fire the head of the federal election panel, and she refused to leave. The city of Montreal removed. Hey, you're welcome. Here's what's playing in my ear right now. Remind me of the nicknames you gave the Kobo friends the other day. Oh, so I'd suggested somebody you could if you can't make the poster yourself, and I don't have time, I don't have a MacBook, I don't have the programs that I need to do what I want to do. But I asked someone if you'll make a movie poster, go look at the old Casino Royale James Bond 007 movie poster for Casino Royale. Okay? Um and what I'd said was the name of the film is Casino Rundown. Because if you've ever been in one of Donald Trump's casinos, they're always the most rundown shithole. Like what's funny is I grew up outside Chicago and outside Indianapolis, so you understand. And my whole life, people have shit on Gary, Indiana. If I don't know if y'all remember this, but most of our lives, Gary, Indiana has been the schmurder capital of the world, right? Well, guess what's in Gary? Guess what's in Gary, Indiana? For many people, they call it like the armpit of the earth. A Trump casino. Yeah, that's what's in Gary, Indiana. And also, uh, there was a Trump casino, and I say was because I haven't been in years, in Atlantic City. That was a fucking shithole, the Taj Mahal. And then in Las Vegas, if you ever got to go to one of Trump's casinos, in any of the casinos that I've been in, Donald Trump's always the shittiest. It's always the worst. Okay. How do you bankrupt a casino? That's what the name of the book should have been, not Art of the Deal. But yeah, I'd said someone need to make a movie poster, Casino Rundown, and we have to figure out who James Bond is. Just insert James Bond here. But Donald Trump is a villain, and his villain name is Pussy Throat. One word, Pussy Throat. And Elon Musk's um also a villain named after Le Chiffre, and except we called him Le Chode. And just for there's not gold overlay everywhere. What? Socialist Union family. Hey, I'm a socialist pro union. Yeah, laughed at all the time. Who's laughing now? Now you're maybe London. We mean it's not gold overlay. We're just one of Gary and Alma. The same hospital Michael Jackson was. Which, yeah, I didn't mean to be disrespectful to Gary, Indiana. I'm literally saying I got told my whole life Gary, Indiana is a shithole. It's the murder capital of the world, right? What's in Gary, Indiana? Trump fucking casino. When I started playing poker when I was in college, it was the closest casino to Purdue University. Proximity. Trump casinos. Yep. So yeah, Casino Royale. Instead of Casino Royale, it's Casino Rundown, and instead of Deep Throat and the Cipher, it's pussy throat. Because Donald Trump, it's like because of his button down, the way he wears it, the like skin folds up, looks like an old labia. Um, and then Elon Musk, he just looks weird. Yeah, gold overlay. Yeah. And he's Le Chiffre all day. Deborah, who grew up in Gary, Indiana, said she was at the Atlantic City Trump Casino. It smelled so bad she couldn't even stay in there long enough to use the toilet. Oh man. So hey, uh, she didn't say it before. Should definitely say it now. Hey man, make sure you're getting 8 hours of sleep a night, and if you need a nap during the day, take a nap. Okay. And then hey, um, you should hydrate. You should eat right. And if you're gonna do all that stuff, you might as well exercise. And my advice would be to split your workout up. You're gonna walk in the morning, go lift in the evening, and the opposite. You're gonna wake up in the morning and challenge yourself and get a lift in. Okay, go for a walk in the evening. Okay, splitting your workout up, you'll become even stronger, even faster than you ever thought you could. And that's part of my message because I think somebody was asking that shit earlier, and it was like, we are the aliens, we are the supreme beings. Well, Jackie, Elon is just an illegal alien. So I'm a swimmer. So yeah, how long you been here? Hour and 6 minutes. Let's see what part of the world Donald Trump tore apart while we were asleep. Senate Republicans confirmed 2025 co-author Russell Vought as White House budget director. Hey, I kind of thought Project 2025 didn't have anything to do with Donald Trump, except that he's named like 210 times in there. And also they just elected. Bye. Like this is just too good. Donald Trump disbands tax force targeting Russian oligarchs. Ooh, that's a Friday song. The only good news all week. Yeah, 60% of his executive orders are Project 2025. I got an email this morning, Democracy Docket from Mark Elias, and he said every day since Donald Trump's been elected, he's been in court all 18 days. Ain't won a fucking thing. Just want to point that out, bro. Like everybody's all, the world's ending, the world's ending. It's like, nah, man. Donald Trump's talking a lot of shit, and not a lot of shit is popping off. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It may not feel good, bro. Like you might be sitting around like oppressed like a motherfucker. Donald Trump is a loser, bro. Loser. I'm just saying. Oh my god, bro. If I was 0 for 1 in a courtroom, I'm out of that bitch. I'm out of there. He's losing everything. Every fucking case is getting his ass kicked. No, that's fucking unconstitutional. No, you don't have the fucking power to do it. Federal judge blocked that shit. Is America great yet? The president of the United States has yet to win a lawsuit that has been filed against him since he was elected to office. In a bag, I'm useless, not for long a future. Oh, by the way, love the Luca trade to LA. Love that. Love Jimmy Butler going to Golden State. Love that shit too. I'm a fan. And that's another thing. That's another thing. That I've also seen Democrats do. How the fuck are you an elected official getting barred from entering a building? How is that happening? How are you not walking up to the building with police with you and them the police getting you access to you're a duly elected official? What is that shit? Fan of Lakers or no. No, I'm a Pacers fan. I can just I like I liked both those moves. I liked Luca going to the Lakers. That's a great move for the future of the Lakers. If Braun retires this year, yeah, it's Luca and Reeves. That's tough. That's a tough 1-2 punch. Um, Jimmy Buckets going to Golden State. You know the problem with Jimmy, I've felt like for a long time, is that there are games where only Jimmy Butler could get it done, and now Steph Curry's had the same shit happen to him, where he's a bucket. He can just score it well. No. Yeah, how is that happening, right? Like how is it that Democrats are barred from entering buildings and Elon Musk's just going in them? Like he's Doge is not a founded and funded government agency. Elon Musk is not an elected official. How is it that Elon Musk has higher levels of access than the people that work in these buildings and can keep them out? And again, as he plunders the treasury, which again includes Social Security, disability, and veterans benefits, the Democrats are just actually going to let it happen? The police are just actually going to let this happen? That's just silly. Like, and that's the thing is like Democrats. Yeah, Al, but it's like, what is he walking around with his cell phone out? Like, what do you got? Venmo, PayPal, Cash App? Like, I'll throw you thousands. Let me in. Keep these people out. I don't think, like, no, it's like, who's issuing these fucking orders? Yeah. Like, why haven't the Democrats appealed to the public and said, "Hey, we need to suffer hardship." I mean, I'm telling you, in in order for there to be great radicalization, right? I don't know exactly what you're referencing, so I'm not gonna block you or anything. I'm just kind of curious. So what do you mean by we need to suffer? I don't. I'm not suffering. Cool story, Jeff. I literally just told you that every day that Donald Trump has been in office, he's been in court. No, no, I'm not at all interested in crypto. Nope. It's the problem with cryptocurrency is that it is an attempt to decentralize currency. And in the world we live in, attempting to decentralize currency is a fool's errand. And most people that invest outside of traditional means lose their ass. So I guess if you had some ass to lose, oh, that's what Elon Musk said. He's trying to shut down the bank. Americans warned of grocery prices shock. Okay. Yeah, I love the saying, whatever you were doing now is what you would have been doing during World War II and the Holocaust. Digitally. Got about 15 minutes left in the show. So you got to get a tax ID and a bank account to establish a political party. Mm, mm, mm. By the way, the best thing that you'll hear all day is that Sterling Sharp's going to the NFL Hall of Fame, and his brother Shannon Sharp got to surprise him and put his gold jacket on him. I think it's like a great sports story. I'm a football coach. I would love to be a head coach. Um, oh, and also I want to say this, uh, just to say it out loud. 54% of the recipients of DEI initiatives in corporations that are now eliminating them were white women. So this one's to all of you white women that voted for Donald Trump that got promoted or recruited or hired through a DEI initiative. You fucking idiot. Moving along. So, yeah, I definitely was talking about white women that voted for Donald Trump de- despite being the beneficiary of DEI hiring. And for the record, I am a champion of all of that. I want DEI initiatives. I want equal opportunity. I want my leadership to not look like me. Are you fucking kidding? Right. Now, I also want to point this out that it is still very ignorant, and it shows how quickly you are people are to just allow the truth to leave them and then be compelled by lies, and that is taking this election at face value. um Absolutely, the numbers were fucking doctored, and eventually that shit'll come out too. um but yeah, the election looked pretty bad if you're a white person who overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. And again, I just want to point out, like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of election fraud, particularly in the 200 plus cities in the United States that had ba-bomb, like from Mario Brothers threats. 200 plus of them mostly in uh, heavy black neighborhoods with large affluent white populations. And I'm willing to bet the scapegoat or the idea was to scare people of color out of voting and then doctor white people's votes in wealthy, heavy black neighborhoods. Well, that's not their job. So I want to make sure because everybody's all upset about Democrats not fighting for the election and shit. It's not their job anymore. Donald Trump, remember, in September 18th, 2018, signed Executive Order 13848 that made election crimes triable by the DOJ. Why do you think he's trying to dismantle the FBI, CIA? It's not their job to do that, and I literally just told you Executive Order 13848 made election crimes triable by the DOJ, and that includes speaking out about an election during an election. It could be seen as election interference for a Democrat to have gone to a microphone and been like, I think something smells fishy. You immediately are questioning an election while it's being counted. And what Executive Order 13848 and the Prosecution of Election Crimes document, and also what was it, 14024. There's also Justice Manual Title 9. What was it, 300 and 500, 85 300 and 85 500. So there's all the laws that I just fucking rattled off. Oh, and the Hatch Act also keeps politicians from speaking out about elections. It's fucking illegal. That's because of Donald Trump. Rules changed. Pay attention. Rules changed. The game's different now. There's a reason. I know that it's upsetting. Okay, but the reality is this: if at this point you're taking election results at face value, that's a mistake. So if it does be advice to other people that make content. If you're making content talking about how Donald Trump won and talking about statistics, and you're not saying the results are clearly doctored, and while I made that joke about like white women, right? I have to also, in the same breath, say it's not as bad as it looked, though. Okay. So I get it. You're all like, I'm so used to my politicians going to the podium and fighting. We're in a war now. We're in a war now. An information war, a war of attrition. And part of the way you run out your war on attrition is you don't give them gas. You know, I don't know if anybody ever told you this. I'm a football coach. You don't ever give the other team bulletin board material. Don't make yourself a target. Sun Tzu's Art of War. Do not interrupt your opponent while they're making a mistake. I just told you, Donald. I'm not sure what. Yeah. Wait, what? If you were raided by your friend's husband years ago, what would you do at this point? Wait, I don't know. Something happened. I want to tell her it would not go out of my mind. Don't show up. Use vaccines for bird flu and not the U.S. Well, because Donald Trump's in charge. Hey, what's up? So what would you do? Just start capturing birds and giving them shots and shit? See, why can't we build robots to do that? Why can't you just build A robot that catches and vaccinates birds and saves us all from the bird flu while we sit inside. Oh, did you ever wonder why Donald Trump and Elon Musk wanted to get rid of US aid? Huh? Anybody ever want my rightful president? Hmm. I want leadership that doesn't tell me it's scared. You know what I mean? I always joke and say, I have PTSD. The reason I'm not scared is because it got beat out of me. I know a lot of people feel some type of way about some shit. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like Nelly. Anyway, here's Eat the Rich. Let's get out of here. I think she could be posting on social media, going on podcasts. She could be doing anything. No, it's because I just posted Ivanka Trump used US aid money for trips. She used it for personal expenses. That's why he's trying to get rid of it. He's trying to cover up the paper trail where Ivanka Trump used US aid money for personal means. Oops. So as we play Eat the Rich, and USA also deals with election integrity. But I always say it's got to be much more selfish. What the fuck, buy? I don't understand. Won't get in no trouble when he eats that kind of food. When I'm sick of running junk bonds, and then really get stuff. Yup, with Muffin Uncle Biff. Hopefully you're listening to. Hey, we were live for 90 minutes on TikTok and didn't get banned. What do you know? You guys have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Okay. Careful in New Orleans, yeah, Super Bowl. No, we'll be live tomorrow and Sunday. I ain't watching. Depends what the end zones say. If it's like fight fascism forever or some shit, I'll be about it. Or we are Antifa or some shit. I'll be about that. I might watch the Super Bowl. I might actually watch the Super Bowl. Anyway, have a good one.